Okay, welcome to this Dreamtime soundtrack tutorial part 3. So what we're going to be looking at today is using keyboard sounds, as in this keyboard, the one that I've got my fingers on right here. So we're going to be doing that. Now, the first thing that I need to do is get a track that I can play on. I'm going to go over some basics about what the keyboard looks like, how to find the notes we need, and then we'll record a track or two. So I'm going to close the video for the moment, and I'm going to add a new track. Now have a look at how I do this. I click on, well first of all let's just point out you've probably got this window showing and you need it up. So if you don't already, click on that button to show your library. What we want to do is add a new track. So we're going to click on plus and we're going to click on software instrument, create. By default it gives us the electric piano. Let's just see if this is making sound. Okay, so we don't want to use that sound though. So to get our options, go over here, click on where it says the name of the initial sample, Vintage Electric Piano. And what we want is synthesizer, Soundscape. Any of these is good. I'm going to start with Event Horizon. Okay, so we're going to record some notes, and the first thing that we're going to do is record something which goes underneath the whole piece. But to do that, we need to be able to find the note C. Okay, so there are actually 5 C's on this keyboard in front of me. It's the only note that there are 5 of. How do I find them? There's a pattern of 2 blacks, 3 blacks, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3. To the left of the 2 black notes is a C. So this note is C. Here's another one. Here's another one. Here's another one. And another one. Okay. Now, I'm actually going to use 2 different notes. I'm going to use a C and a G. Now, the note names go like this. C, D, E, F, G. C and G are always going to sound good together. So these 2 notes here. And I'm going to move between that C, that G, and that C. And that's the only 3 notes that I'm going to play throughout this entire recording. Alright, now to record it, I make sure that my Event Horizon track is selected. I click on record. Now notice I've got this selected so that I've got a count in. Now, you can record with a count in, but I'm going to encourage you to turn it off for this particular task, because it's going to help you to make sure that you play notes after it starts recording. Otherwise, they won't register. So we're going to turn the count in off. I'm going to click on the red record button, and as soon as that's recording, I'm going to play my first note. I'm going to have the video playing as it goes, and basically, as stuff changes in the video, I'll try some different notes. Okay, here we go. And I'll put this here so that you can see the keyboard notes being recorded below.
One day, Moon's 2 boys told him they wanted to go hunting for the first time. They would catch food for the whole family. Down at the billabong, the boys had fun catching all kinds of fish. All the boys brought back were bones. They're just bones, said Moon.
And when it changes to the next scene,
we'll go back and do it right this time. The boys were not good at keeping promises. The women went looking. They found the trap. It was their sons in there.
For this last bit, I'll add the bottom.
When you die, you will die forever, but I will never die.
The video stops. Lift my fingers up. And click stop. Alright, good. So I've recorded my first keyboard part. Now, when I record things, it shows them as notes on this green bar here. So I can see all the different notes that I played. Here's my C that I played for a really long time, the G that I played for a shorter time, the high C and then the low C I brought in at the end. And you notice I'm just very simply going between different notes that I know work together. Those three. And it creates a really effective backing. Okay, now I'm going to add one more on camera, and then I'll do the other two off camera and show you the final result. So I'm going to add another sound. This is one that I've prepared earlier. Basically what I've done is I've looked at where's my second scene, if you like. So I've got my opening, and then here we've got our water scene. So I'm going to add another track. Again, software instrument. Really important that I leave that set to event horizon, otherwise it will change the sound that it plays back with. Okay, so here I'm going to choose a different one of these synthesizer sounds. Now the one that I want is actually not under Soundscape. It's under a different spot, which is, I actually can't find it now. Okay. Let's see if I can find it. Okay. So it's a synthesizer called Echolocation Synth. All right, so I'm going to set it to that. And I just know that that's one I'm interested in using. So I'm going to record using just a couple of different notes. So there's a C and G in the middle. Now notice I've got these notes down here already covered by my event horizon. So I'm going up to the middle. I'm going to record a few notes. And I might even experiment with a couple of others. I'm going to record that just while they're in the water scene. Here we go. So put it just a bit before and record.
Catch food for the whole family.
See the water.
Down at the billabong, the boys had fun catching all kinds of fish. All the boys brought back were bones. They just boned!
Okay, so I've recorded my echolocation synth. Might do the other two on camera, why not? So next I'm going to do something which is going to be adding a bit of extra atmosphere leading into that final section. So from around about here, where we go into the night time, we're going to add another synthesizer part. So again, I do that by clicking New Track, Software Instrument. And the one that I'm going to use is another Soundscape one. So synthesizer, Soundscape, pulsating waves. Okay, so this one, I'm going to use this technique. So instead of a long note, I'm going to play lots of short notes, just to create a bit of sort of unsettling atmosphere at this nighttime scene. Okay, here we go. So leading into it, record.
We're not good at keeping promises.
Have a go.
The women went looking. They found the trap. It was their sons in there. When you die, you will die forever. But I will never die.
Trying to build into the ending there. And again, cut off at the end of the video. And one last one. This is the trickiest one that I'm going to do. And here I'm really trying to use the sounds that I record to mirror the story. So a key part of this here is that our moon man, he sets on fire and then he rises up and he turns into the moon. So I want to emulate that rising up sound. Let's give it a go. Let's have a go. So I'm going to click New Track, Software Instrument, and here I'm going to choose the sound Stratosphere, which is a synthesizer sound under Soundscape. Here I'm going to go from a low C all the way up. And here that sort of sounds like it's rising up into the air. Okay, so let's have a go. And I want to do that as soon as I see him set on fire. There we go.
When you die, you will die forever, but I will never die.
Stop. Alright, cool. So what I'll do now is I'll hit play and we'll watch this video, this time with all the sound effects, all the keyboard effects, and hopefully now we've created a bit of atmosphere. Alright, here we go.
One day, Moon's two boys told him they wanted to go hunting for the first time. They would catch food for the whole family. Down at the billabong, the boys had fun catching all kinds of fish.
A little bit loud.
All the boys brought back were bones. They're just bones, said Moon. We'll go back and do it right this time. The boys were not good at keeping promises. The women went looking. They found the
It's a
trap.
little bit loud.
It was their sons in there. When you die, you will die forever, but I will never die.
Cool. Alright, and that brings to an end part 3. So by this time we've got all of our sound effects in, all of our keyboard parts recorded. And the final thing that I'm going to do is show you how to include some loops to give a bit of extra oomph to your piece.